I mean, these guys are nice. I could just walk past. We're all friends here. What in God's name is that noise? I don't like the sound of it. Oh, it's a bony. Dead bones. Should have called them dem bones. He's got some moves. Okay, that is 1000% a trap. Is this a map? Oh. Oh, fried. I tried the GameCube wire and it also lost color. So I think it's either the cord between the switch box and the other switch box, or it's just not possible. Like the S-video signal just can't reach that far. And if that's the case, I'm kind of screwed. I don't really have any other. My only option is to buy multiple retro tinks, which would be a very expensive solution. Why are you attacking the bomb? Why would you do such a thing? I was trying to be pacifist here. If only they sold like a S-video booster. S-video signal booster, but S-video is dead. No one's doing that. That would be a waste, to be honest. Me and 2 other people on the planet would buy one. Well, that's basically what the retro tank is doing. It's converting S-video to HDMI, but it's doing it in an upscaling way to make it look better. If I just got a converter, it would just look worse. At that point, I might as well just use composite. Like, the idea is to go from S-video to the retro tank, and that upscales it into HDMI. If I just convert S-video to HDMI, then it can't go into the retro tank, because it's already HDMI. Yeah, composite works on everything. It's only the S-video that loses color. But obviously composite looks way worse, even if it's upscaled. Yeah, from what I've read, S-video just has a really bad range. But also, from what I've read, if you have a box that plugs in, it should boost the signal, but I've tried multiple boxes and it doesn't seem to work. But, like, that's the thing. The boxes that I use, the Switch boxes that I use, are garbage, because that's all that exists. You really can't get a high-quality S-video Switch box. No one makes them, because why would they? So it's all, like, Amazon crap. How do I... Oh, it's... Huh. How do I get over there? Ah. Maybe. going Suda? So like one gil, let's freaking go. I don't know how to... I don't know how to get over there. Dude, this hunt has been like the most ridiculous puzzle to get to. First the key, now this. Oh, wait. When in doubt, whack. We got it. Reflect. Man, Zach on the warpath today. Getting stuff done. Love to see it. $2,493 gil. Now we're talking. Yeah, I'm really excited to get back into like the actual plan of completely redoing my room, because it got halted by this S-video nonsense, and just the chord setup in general I want to get done before I do anything else, in case I have to move stuff. Like if I decide this ain't gonna work and I have to move stuff, I don't want to plan everything else out, and then that thing's creepy. There's a ghost! Ouch. Yeah, so. But it sucks, because every time I order a new cable or a new box or whatever, it takes weeks to get here, so I'm sitting around waiting. But we'll get there. I'm almost there. I almost have everything figured out. I just gotta figure out this S-video thing. Yeah, I want to do a tour. Or at least just a showing of the consoles at the very least. I've wanted to kind of show off the new space ever since I moved in, but like I said, it's just been difficult to do that. But yeah, I want to change everything. I want to change pretty much everything I can see from where I'm sitting. I want to redo and have it be not only organized, but just different. Sometimes you get this, I don't know if everyone feels this way, but after a couple of years of being in the same space, I just like to have everything be different. If you kind of get a starting fresh feeling, you know. There are a lot of traps. Yeah, just reorganize everything in a way that makes it feel different, so I don't feel like I'm in the same space for years. Ow. But to be honest, this is probably the first time I've ever done that, because that kind of naturally happened, because I moved every couple of years. This is the first time I've lived in the same space long enough to where I can even have this feeling of wanting to change things. Back when I was a kid, I basically just lived in the space my parents provided for me, so that was whatever. But then when I moved out, I moved to my apartment, and I was never in my apartment anyways because I was in college, so that didn't matter much. And then once I got married, we were in the apartment for a very short amount of time, and then moved to my house. We bought a house, and then we were in that house for a few years, and then we bought this house. So I was always moving. It always felt fresh, just because we had moved. But now we've lived in this house for a little over 4 years, I think. So now, I don't know, it's not that I feel that this space is bad, or like, you know, it's not that I'm sick of this space, but I got the idea a couple months ago. I was talking to somebody about setups and like room, you know, whatever your gaming room is. I just started thinking about my space, and I was like, I've had the same exact space in the same exact organization for 4 years, and I just liked the idea of switching it up. Being in a different space kind of just sounded really nice. Sounded like an adventure. Sounded like I would walk into it and it wouldn't just be the same old. And maybe get my creative juices flowing better. I could be more creative in a space that that isn't the same. You know? So I don't know, it just sounded... God, freaking knot of rusts. Just sounded like a cool idea, so I started planning, like, how I could change stuff, and then I just got all these great ideas. And the biggest thing I did that I basically had to pause everything to do was I managed all my chords, and oh my god, that took weeks. It took weeks of just an hour here and an hour there. I would sit down, pick a wire, and be like, okay, unplug this wire and find a way to make it seamless. Whether it be find the same wire but shorter, or wrap it up against something, or whatever. Like, I just found a way, and I just went wire to wire until it was all organized. And now I have pretty much my entire setup organized in a way where it goes through a Velcro sleeve. All the cords go through a Velcro sleeve, so you don't see any of them. At least the computer ones. The console ones are a bit complicated because they come from a bookshelf, and they kind of have to go down the bookshelf backing, so like there's no real way to help that, but I made it look as clean as I can. I'm pretty happy with it. Before, it was literally a pile of wires because I moved in and had my computer, and then I upgraded my computer like around the same time we moved in, I think. So like 4 years ago. And so I had to like unplug everything, replug in everything, and that caused a mess. And then I put all the consoles in, but then I had to move some out and put some back in, and then I got new consoles like the PS5 and the Switch. And so by the time I did all that, and then like I upgraded my streaming setup. I got a Stream Deck, and I got a new keyboard, and I got a new monitor, and I got a new webcam. So all those cords just went on top of the cords that already existed. I didn't take the time to organize them because the cords that were already there weren't organized. So I was like, what's the point? So it just turned into a giant pile of cables. And yeah, organizing them felt really nice. And now that they're all organized, if I add anything, I can organize it into how it's organized, and it will stay organized. But I think the original organization is the toughest. Taking everything you have and organizing it. Okay. Okay, these guys are mad. The first step is the hardest step, I think. Okay. Stop. 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 But once you get it organized, you can keep it organized. Are they gonna teleport to me? No. I think there were just too many of them. Yeah, I label all my cables because I have, especially the plugs, because sometimes I need to unplug and replug in something, or I need to unplug something to fix it, or, you know, I get my Stream Deck dies and I need to replace it with a new one or something. If I go to my I have two power strips that are both grounded and both going to a separate plug that is on a separate fuse. That's all it's for, is those two power strips. But they both have like 12 plugs in them. And you cannot tell what anything is if it's not labeled. So I have little over here. I buy these things. The little like strip. They're basically sticky notes, but they're strips. And I put those on my wire. I don't label all of like the video cables because usually you can tell what they are. But the AC plugs, 100%. Always label those. You'll thank yourself later. And again, that's another one of those things where, like, the first time you do it, it's really annoying. You have to unplug everything and be like, what is this? What is that? What is this? What is that? But once you have them all, then when you get something new, it's super easy to just label that one thing and keep it going, you know? Let's try this again. I was going to hate null. These things can be stopped. These things also parry everything. And stop is so strong. I wanted to try to finish this quest before we took a break. But, man, this has been quite the quest. Just for this one hunt. It's been a journey. Man, Ash's Kira is starting to heal so much from all of her magic attack. She heals more than double what Fran heals, I think. Alright, we gotta cast, like, something. didn't skip lunch today. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Oh, God. Can I maybe stop one of these bad boys? Ow, ow. Man, what is this damage they're doing? I think Fran's doing damage. Oh, not the blind. Alright. He's gotta be over here. Like, we gotta be close. We can't kill this guy. We gotta make sure we get out alive. Because there's a lot of XP we got. Save me. Duck. Duck, Von, duck. Be the duck. How did I miss? I hate this spell. I hate it so much. Why does it always miss? Blind doesn't make spells miss. Trust me, it misses plenty when we're not blind. Man, I got no MP when we run into this guy. Von does have shell. I wouldn't imagine that makes him dodge spells, though. Maybe it has some unique... Maybe shell has some unique thing where spells can miss more. I wouldn't put it past this game. This game spells magic with a C and a K, okay? Anything's on the table. Everything's a possibility. Cast Reflect, please. Where did this ghost come from? Huh. Why is it a negative status? It's literally, when you go to cast it, it first selects your party members. So like, why would it be negative? It's pretty silly. No. Just attack. Just help, Balthier. Just help. Thank you. Hey, see you yet. Have a good time at work. Oh, what are we gonna do? We're gonna get to this enemy and get creamed. Where did he come from? Oh no. Okay, we're out. This place ain't it. This is not it. Too many enemies. Oh my god, really? Go away. Let's try this out. Nice. I feel like we could make some really good money if we chain the skeletons. But there's too many ghosts on the other screen. But maybe like this screen we could chain skeletons on. Let's see. You have a ton of license points. I think because you've had the license point thing equipped. What can I... That's nice. That's definitely nice. Ooh! I'm gonna go ahead and give her this. Plus 500 health. Vaughn needs that too. What did I do? There we go. Vaughn is supposed to be our tank, so... Dang, there's another battle lore over here? I want this. First aid. This is working pretty well. I see it. Seems to have a pretty good success rate, though. You can get up to like 100 some. At least to the point where you can fight things. Now here's the question. Do I go try to fight this thing? Or do I try to get back to a save point first? There's an exit here. I wonder if I can get to a save point going that way. Or I could just retreat back to that save point. I think I'm going to go this way. I think I'm going to take my break here. And then we're going to go that way. Try to chain some skeletons. And then save. And then come back and try the hunt and probably get blasted. So, that's my plan. But we're going to take a break, get lunch, and then double day action. Alright, let's jump back in. Let's kill some bonies. I don't know if we can do a chain or not. So I don't know. I don't think ghosts appear here, do they? Guess we'll find out. I know everything on this bridge. Oh, we got the bombs. But we can walk past the bombs because they're not aggro. Just attack. Just attack the bones. Don't attack the bombs. Just them bones. Bring them over here. Yo, solid. Let's go, man. This should be all bony too, just don't touch the chest. I've never been more right about something in all my life. For those of you that weren't here, I told Solid that he would hate playing Chocobo GP more than Metal Gear Survive. And he was like, no. And then he played Chocobo GP and now he's like, yes. That game is unplayable. But I did not put him up to it. I wish that game on no one. This was not a trying to be mean or something. I would never wish that game upon me. Also, Fran turned around and just like blasted the bomb, so I guess there goes our chain. That's fine though. Played it is maybe not an accurate term. Experienced it. I mean, I don't blame you for thinking that, because like Metal Gear Survive is awful, and it's a blight on your favorite series. So I don't blame you for being like, no game could be worse. But Chocobo GP somehow finds a way to be worse. I can't wait. I want to make a video about Chocobo GP and just talk about, you know, not like a raging gamer video, but just an actual, like, sit down, let's talk about how this could have possibly happened. How every facet of the game is actually created to be awful. Like, how they actually blew every single part of it. How any possible change you could make to it would be for the better, because everything is as bad as it can possibly be. Just a theory session. How not to make a video game. Poe, thank you so much for the gifted sub. To Paranoid. Alright, this is really nice having this. Now we can just teleport in here. A book report. No, but a certain other video is going live later. More on that later. Pause chat. But yeah, I really do just want to dive into that. Talk about it. That'll be very interesting. How could I leave you on a cliffhanger like that? That's the content creator classic. Worst moments? What do you mean? Like, what do I dislike about this game the most so far? I didn't like the... I think probably the most obvious one is the scene where they meet that first judge on the airship, and the dialogue is really strange and doesn't really follow very well, and Vaughn somehow has the stone in his hands when he had the handcuffs on, and then suddenly has the stone in his hands. Like, that whole part was just, like, not great. And most people point at that scene as being, like, a pretty negative part of the game, and I think they're right. It's a really stupid part. The story in general, I have enjoyed more than I thought I would, but it's still probably my least favorite so far. Like, in the whole series. The whole main series, at least. I think this is probably my least favorite story. But we're not done yet. But it's way better than I remember it being. I'm following it a bit better. There's cutscenes that I can point back to and say I enjoyed them. I'm enjoying the characters a bit more, even Vaughn. If I just run through this, can I outrun them? But yeah, if I had to point at one thing, it'd probably be that, because everything else I've really enjoyed. Uh-oh. Dead end. And the voice acting, yeah. Although, see, it's not that all the voice acting's bad, it's more the quality of the voice acting. Some of the voice acting is good. Oh god. I just ran into the enemy, I can see him on the map. There's so many enemies! Oh my god! Oh, there he is. Look at him go. Made it to the save point at least. I'm not gonna save. I don't want to get stuck here. The voice acting does make me want McDonald's. I'll say that much. That's definitely true. But there's not much that doesn't make me want McDonald's. I'm planning on doing everything there is to do. That's fun. Unless we get to like episode 500 and I'm like, alright, I'm tapping out. That was a cool freeze frame. Alright. Group Ronald. Group Haste. Let's get it. And by get it, I mean let's fight 5,000 more skeletons before we even get up there. Bio is so strong and not that expensive. I'm loving it. You think Final Fantasy XI would have gone better if you didn't have to buy a hard drive for it? I was thinking about it the other day, and like I talked a lot about how changing it into an MMO and just the general look of it and needing internet back when internet was starting to get popular, but was definitely not a household thing like it is today. Really hurt it, but I feel like that hard drive thing really did hurt it way more than I gave it credit for. Like, I know very few people that own that hard drive. And the game sold with the hard drive, right? In some, either always or in some, like, packages. But I think it just always sold with it. But still, I don't know. I don't think as a kid I would have had the confidence that I would even know what to do with the hard drive. Like, I would probably look at it and be like, yeah, that's too complicated for me. I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to upgrade my PS3 until I finally tackled it and realized I could do it, and then I even made a video about it because I wanted people to see, like, they could do it, because I had no idea what I was doing, and I was able to do it. needs to... The skeleton needs to die. Yeah, like, I knew nothing about computers when I had a PS2. I knew what my brother had taught me. I knew, like, how to run DOS. But I knew nothing about hardware. Yeah, and there were free MMOs out at the time, so to make, you know, to buy the game and the hard drive. It kind of reminds me back of like the PS3 release, where Sony were so positive that people were going to buy the PS3 just because it was the PS3, that they had an awful, they made it so expensive, they had an awful campaign, advertising campaign. We talked about it a lot before, but the release of the PS3 was a disaster because they were so confident. They were so, I mean, I would say cocky, even to the point where like they just thought everyone would buy it because it was the PS2 again. And honestly, that gives me the same feeling as Final Fantasy XI, where they just thought Final Fantasy was such a hit that everyone would buy it, everyone would make the investment. Even if you had to buy a hard drive, even if you had to have good internet, even if it was a completely new style of game, it had Final Fantasy in the title. Don't worry, they'll buy it, you know? Dude, I can't I can't even focus the bat because this freaking skeletons keep spawning. Please, kill the skeleton. Alright, there we go. Man, they can't hit this thing, can they? See, normal bats they can hit, but this thing I think it's out of range. I don't think they can hit it. This is a problem. You only have one gun and it sucks. Do I have like a better gun? No. I mean, I could give him a bow or like a crossbow. I do have some good bows, like the Yoichi bow. Actually, that's the best bow I have. Can I get a license for that sandwich? Probably not. I just used all my points. Oh, I'm 5 off. See what kind of damage we can do. Did he just heal? Of course. Trying to keep track of how much damage I'm doing with these spells. See what he's weak against. But I also have to watch everyone's health. Fran, please keep us alive. Oh. We can do this. Use another Aeroga, that dude will be dead. No! You gotta be kidding me. There's too many enemies! Alright. Need to kill a few things. That's what we had, right? Save. I could save in a different slot, I guess. I need to get Fran 5 license points. She can equip that really strong bow. And I saw that Aeroga did some big damage. So, I can just keep us alive and spam Aeroga, we might be in the money. I did not think that, but I could see how you would think that as a kid. I always thought it was amazing that the whole, like, I forget exactly what it is, but it's something like hold down and tap B or something in the original Pokemon games to increase the chance of a Pokemon being caught. It always blew my mind that that was actually real. I, like, was 1000% convinced that was some stupid thing some kids made up. There's some version of it that's real. But I don't know what the actual real thing is, but... I mean, I heard like a million different versions of it, so obviously some were fake, but... There's some version of it that's real. There's a way to capture easier. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know anything about Pokemon, but... Well, now that sounds fake. Be at the crest of the throw. Guaranteed. I don't think it was ever guaranteed. Alright. We got this. Red and blue are so buggy that it could just be an accident. Yeah, you're right.